Hey guys, Randy Potato here with a hero guide for the Occultist. We'll discuss their unique skills, hero paths and trinkets, and the different builds you can use with this character, and in what types of parties and scenarios they will thrive. If you enjoy the video, don't forget to subscribe. I post new content every day. The Occultist is a versatile hero with a variety of skills ranging from melee damage, debuffs, healing, range damage, and a unique ability to obtain unchecked power tokens, which unlock his most powerful abilities at the cost of self-burn. He has 3 distinct paths which take advantage of each of these different builds. Let's start with a path overview. Warlock nerfs his max HP by 20%, while boosting his range damage 25% and giving him a 33% chance of getting an unchecked power token at turn start. Ritualist boosts his healing by 33%, boosts his debuff chance by 10%, gives him a 15% chance to get a crit token, 15% chance to get a strength token, and 15% chance for a dodge plus token when he uses one of his curses, while giving a 33% chance of self-balding on turn start. Aspirant boosts his max HP 25%, boosts his melee damage 25%, bumps Anamnesis damage 125%, gives himself a block plus token on combat start, while reducing his debuff chance by 15% and his debuff resist by 15%. Now on to skills. Sacrificial Stab is his base melee attack, usable from the front 3 against the front 3 ranks, doing 3 to 6 damage, 4 to 8 on upgrade, with a higher than average crit rate, 15%, 20% when upgraded. It earns an unchecked power token on combo and an additional unchecked power if you kill using this ability. It's buffed by Aspirant. This is a pretty mediocre attack, even on Aspirant with the buff. The positives are it has very good range, and the high crit rate of course is helpful. But the Occultist has a lot of other moves you'd rather be using than just flat low damage. This also eats combo tokens, which you often don't want if doing a melee build. This is not a very reliable method of obtaining the 2 unchecked power tokens you need, so often this skill just ends up wasting your combos and burning yourself for no reason. If you're running Aspirant, you're basically locked into maining this move, and it's not horrible, just pales in comparison to other builds and other hero base attacks. Outside of Aspirant, I rarely equip this. Abyssal Artillery is a back rank AoE attack usable from the back row, doing 3 to 6 damage, 4 to 7 on upgrade, with a 25% chance to apply a combo token, 33% on upgrade. The upgrade also adds a stun component when you have 2 unchecked power, making this the only double stun in the game. It's buffed by Warlock. This is an incredible move, doing amazing damage for an AoE attack. The combo isn't reliable, but it's a nice bonus. The stun doesn't happen often, but it's cool when it does. I'll run this on most Occultist builds just because of the utility of being able to target 2 hard-to-reach back row enemies. On Warlock, this becomes a monster of an ability, doing leper-type AoE damage without any conditions or cooldowns. Weakening Curse is a single-target curse ability, usable from any rank to any rank. It applies a combo token and a weak token, 2 weak tokens on upgrade, as well as removing crit on upgrade. The chance of debuff is boosted by Ritualist and nerfed by Aspirant. The utility of this being usable anywhere is incredible. A free combo token by itself delivered to any rank is pretty solid by itself, and the weak is just a strong bonus. The upgrade is quite powerful, giving 2 full weak tokens which can debilitate some of the toughest bosses in the game. This can easily fit and even be a centerpiece type ability on any Occultist build except for Aspirant, though obviously you want some powerful combo eaters such as the Leper. It has a 1-turn cooldown. Wyrd Reconstruction is your single target heal, usable from any rank to any rank. This is an RNG heal, healing anywhere between 0 and 33% of the target's max HP, 0 to 50% on upgrade, as long as the target is under the 33% max HP threshold. It also has a 50% chance to apply a 3-point bleed to the target, 2 on upgrade. With 2 unchecked power, this automatically becomes a 100% crit heal. It's boosted by Ritualist. This is notable as the only heal in the game with no cooldown or use limits. Unfortunately, the RNG nature of the skill and the low threshold makes Occultist a bad pick to be your primary healer. you're not running Plague Doctor, I'll almost always pair my Occultist with a Runaway who can use Cauterize to patch up targets you bleed with this move. I do generally put this move on every Occultist bar because a heal without use limit or cooldown restriction is still very powerful. It's just never reliable. You will at some point discover the fun of the 0 heal bleed killing your hero if you decide to rely on this move as your main heal. Demon's Pull is a single target range attack usable from the back 3 ranks against the back 2 ranks, doing 2 to 5 damage, 3 to 6 on upgrade, while pulling the target forward 2 ranks, 3 on upgrade. It also applies a combo token while clearing corpses, and stunning the opponent on upgrade if you have 2 unchecked power. This is an absurdly powerful ability that is a good fit on every Occultist bar. The strongest pull in the game, this can absolutely bamboozle your opponents by forcing them out of position. The combo guarantee also meshes with a whole host of heroes, most notably with Tempest Leper to yank targets forward for him to nuke. Being able to use this any rank 2 to 4 is also very useful for fitting an Occultist into most lineups. The stun aspect is quite rare but fun when it happens. Vulnerability Hex is an any rank debuff usable from any rank that ignores and removes all of the target's dodge while applying a Vuln token, 2 on upgrade. It has a 1-turn cooldown. The debuff is boosted by Ritualist and nerfed by Aspirant. This is an absolutely huge debuff, especially against certain targets. Removing the full stack of dodge from an opponent completely neutralizes a ton of different enemy lineups, from Occultists to Creature Dens, and of course most notably the Librarian, which would be solid by itself, but you also apply a Vuln token. Definitely a priority upgrade as well. With the cooldown, if I'm running a Curse build, you can construct a fantastic Occultist based solely around alternating this and weakening Curse. Again, the versatility of being usable from any rank makes fitting Occultist onto any party a breeze. This skill is unlocked at Occultist's first shrine. Binding Shadows is a back 3 to front 3 single target melee attack, doing 3 to 6 damage, 4 to 8 on upgrade, as well as moving Occultist forward and gaining unchecked power on combo. On upgrade, you also get another unchecked power 50% of the time. It's buffed by Aspirant. This is a terrible skill that really only fits in weird movement-based comps. There aren't a lot of scenarios in which movement by itself is a benefit, so I'm not sure why that part of the skill exists, especially since Occultist has no way of moving himself back. Again, he's eating combos to give himself unchecked power, which seems weird to pair with this sort of move. Usually a waste just like Sac Stab. Getting more unchecked power on upgrade is an interesting idea, but it feels way too slow for any build where you're relying on unchecked power. I never really see a reason to run this over Sac Stab on my Aspirant builds with the lower crit and the weird movement, and thus I find zero reason to ever run this on any Occultist build. It's unlocked at Occultist's second shrine. Malediction is one of 3 skills only usable when you have at least 2 unchecked power. The skill is usable from any rank against any enemy rank, does 1 to 2 damage, 2 to 3 on upgrade, and applies a debuff to the enemy where they take a random 2-point dot of any variety whenever they are damaged. On upgrade, it also lowers the dot resist of the target 20% across the board. It is notable that this is a debuff that is resistible. That is the biggest problem with this move. This can theoretically be a powerful enabler to nuke enemies to oblivion with dots, but being able to be resisted and only lasting as long as a regular debuff makes it overall a pretty weak and niche skill. It was even nerfed recently by the update that made most combat items no longer have a damage component, and thus one less way to apply an extra dot to the enemy. It's a cute meme to try against bosses, but on average you aren't going to get more damage out of this ability than a regular Burning Stars, even with an incredible setup. It's unlocked at Occultist's third shrine. Anamnesis is another skill only usable with 2 unchecked power. This is an AoE melee attack usable from the front 2 ranks that hits all 4 enemy ranks, that does 1 to 2 damage, 1 to 3 on upgrade, and applies a 3-point bleed, 4 on upgrade. Aspirant buffs this move, giving it a 150% more damage, which in reality is not much damage at all, even with a crit. The biggest problem with this move is it spreads out your damage too much. In Darkest Dungeon, you want to target focus the most dangerous enemies first, and eliminate them from the board to gain a tactical action economy advantage. And even with an Aspirant crit, you aren't going to full wipe most enemy parties, thus again Burning Stars being just superior usage of your unchecked power. Heck, I'd rather take Abyssal Artillery stun over this move. The toughest fights in the game are generally fought against one individual boss, so building a comp around an AoE move only useful in obliterating low health trash mobs is not a winning strategy. Like Malediction, only equip this as a meme. It's unlocked at Occultist's final shrine. Next we have Burning Stars, a single target ranged nuke only usable with 2 unchecked power. It's usable from the back 3 ranks against any enemy rank, doing 8 to 16 damage, 12 to 18 on upgrade, while applying a combo token to the enemy. This skill also ignores block. This is in my opinion the strongest direct attack in the game, with insane damage, block ignore, meaning you can melt through the Act 2 and 3 bosses who regularly obtain block tokens, and you can also target any enemy rank while being in the back 3 ranks, making this extremely versatile. The combo token is also fairly valuable, at least against bosses, in enabling a wave of destruction on your foe. It's of course boosted even further by Warlock path, both with damage and free unchecked power. While the Occultist has a lot of different playstyles and a diverse kit, building your Occultist and frankly your team around this single skill is often a dominant strategy. It's unlocked at Occultist's 4th shrine. Chaotic Offering is a self-buff usable from any position. It removes 15% of your HP, 10% on upgrade, causes a random side effect that can be resisted, ranging from tokens to burn or shuffle. It gives you an immediate unchecked power and another unchecked power on each subsequent turn for 3 rounds. You may only use this move if you have enough HP to take the damage without hitting 0. It has a cooldown of 3 turns, 2 on upgrade. This is your unchecked power and Burning Stars enabler. Using this move on turn 1 will always guarantee your Burning Stars is ready to rock on turn 2. Whenever running Burning Stars path, I always grab this move, even considering the free unchecked power on Warlock. This is a must-have for consistency. You do not use it in every fight, of course, since the HP loss and random side effect can be devastating. Only in fights where you see a need to remove a piece off the board in one hit, or if facing a particularly tough, high HP enemy, and of course in your boss fights. This move is unlocked at Occultist's final shrine. Now, on to trinkets. Scalded Skull gives Occultist a 33% chance to burn a random ally on turn start if you have 2+ unchecked power. Gives Occultist plus 50% healing for each hero missing, dead, from your party, and buffs your debuff chance by 25%. The healing is mostly just a meme, like any trinkets that buff you when your party members are dead. The burn downside is also mostly a meme, considering this trinket incentivizes you to run Curse Occultist rather than an unchecked power Occultist. The debuff chance buff is extremely powerful, however, obviously more so on Ritualist, but fits on any Occultist build. This allows you to debuff even the most stubborn of bosses. It's certainly a trinket that retains its value even through the end game, whether or not you're Ritualist, although if you're a Burning Stars build, you probably swap this with straight damage when it becomes available. Seeing Sphere converts your Vuln tokens to unchecked power at turn end, gives a 66% chance to apply a random negative token with Demon's Pull, and a 33% chance to give Occultist a random negative token if moved. This trinket basically makes Ritualist Path a sort of scuffed Warlock hybrid, but much worse since the unchecked power comes at turn end. Outside of Ritualist, this benefit doesn't really apply since only a handful of enemies ever vuln you. The Demon's Pull benefit and the lack of real downside make this trinket okay to equip, and never an insta-trash, but it's not something I really want in the endgame, even on Ritualist. Shambler's Eye gives you an unchecked power when Binding Shadows crits, 10% damage for each point of stress you have, and minus 10% healing given for each point of stress you have. The Binding Shadows component is worthless, just like Binding Shadows, so let's focus on the damage. Of course, the healing given portion of this rarely matters, since his heal is rarely relevant. As long as you're not maining Occultist for heal, this trinket means you can just ditch Wyrd Reconstruction. The damage scaling is absolutely absurd, especially in conjunction with Burning Stars. It's pretty natural for heroes to sit at 3 to 4 stress passively given the standard stress heal threshold, so you're already surpassing the standard damage trinkets in average fights. In boss fights, you can absorb extra stress for extra powerful nukes. With little to no downside and absurd upside, this trinket fits with any damage-focused Occultist and scales best against bosses, making it a strong endgame trinket. Now on to deeper discussion of Occultist's 3 paths and what skills to use with them, and what team comps they work best with. Warlock is your high risk, high reward Giga Nuke path, one of the lowest HP hero path combos in the game, along with the constant self-burn because of the unchecked power makes this a terrifying path to run. But the reward is absurd, giving you an any rank nuke that straight up ignores block. Now for the bar, obviously you take Burning Stars. I always slap on Chaotic Offering as well to guarantee your unchecked power rather than relying on RNG. With good RNG along with Offering, you can get off a Stars nuke every single turn, which is absurd. I generally keep Wyrd Reconstruction on as an emergency heal. Now for the last few moves, it depends on the situation. Artillery is absolutely insane damage and your best bet for random trash mobs when you don't want to sacrifice your health with Offering. Pull is very strong against certain comps to force them out of position, is strong by itself for corpse clear, and also good to pair with someone like the Leper to set up his nukes. Unfortunately, I rarely run both Artillery and Pull at the same time, given they both target back row only, and if the back row is clear and you don't want to hurt yourself with Offering, it gives you nothing to do. In some cases you can switch off your heal to enable both Artillery and Pull, but again, I like Wyrd for emergencies. Generally I pick either Pull or Artillery depending on the scenario and pair it with Vuln Hex, which in my opinion is the superior curse for dodge removal alone, though if you're a combo eating team, Weakening Curse could be better. For trinkets, any base or range damage buff will scale tremendously. The real winner here is the new Apron trinket, however, found not only at hoarders but also can be purchased at some inns and hospitals. This will convert your burn into regen, giving you uber sustain, and is easily the most powerful Warlock trinket in my opinion. Warlock in any scenario is a top tier DPS that can fit anywhere ranks 2 through 4, though I prefer him back and forth to protect his fragile HP. He's best paired with Plague Doctor, who is a real healer who can also remove Occultist dots. I'd also generally pair Warlock with a tank, though most of my team comps have a tank, especially as of Act 3, who can absorb damage to further protect him. Ritualist is a very versatile path, holding both the utility and healer roles who can fit in any rank, though still prefers the back row because of the self-fall. To take advantage of all of this path's buffs, I always run Weakening Curse, Vuln Hex, and Wyrd Reconstruction. There are a couple ways to go for the last skills. Demon's Pull is good to go all out for utility, and of course can be used anywhere ranks 2 through 4. The kit can be rounded out either by Artillery or Sac Stab, both of which are skills that can take advantage of the free tokens you generate with your curses. Artillery being AoE makes it stronger on paper of course, though Stab can be more versatile. Alternatively, you can make Ritualist an unchecked power build as well. Put on Chaotic Offering, and you can either run just generic Burning Stars, which is always powerful and can take advantage of the strength and crit tokens you generate as Ritualist, or this is one case where Malediction can be good since you have increased debuff chance. Often I'll start out as the first build, complementing my curses with Artillery or Stab, and then against bosses transition to an unchecked power build, especially if you can get yourself the Seeing Sphere trinket. This is a versatile path usable from any rank 1 through 4, but again thrives in the back because of the Vuln token fragility and to enable skills like Pull and Artillery. Pairs well with any team as well, and if you put him with Runaway you can use the pair as your main healer combo, eliminating the need for a Plague Doctor, though Plague Doctor is still optimal. Aspirant is of course your tanky melee occultist. The biggest problem with this path is his melee attacks still don't actually do anything, and you lose your cursing ability and debuff chance on top of that. The extra tankiness from the HP and block tokens are nice and enable occultists to sit comfortably anywhere ranks 1 through 3. For the bar, I'll usually take both Sac Stab and Binding Shadows, along with Wyrd Reconstruction. Usually I'll round out the bar with Pull, which is still great utility, and Vuln Hex, which despite losing the debuff chance is still pretty good just for clearing dodge. Alternatively, you can run Chaotic Offering and Burning Stars, which is a little safer than on Warlock with your bigger HP pool. Still, it's a bit weird running a Stars build and actively choosing this inferior path for it, though ever choosing this path is kind of dumb for the most part. It is nice to have a tankier occultist that can run in the front ranks, but I don't ever see how this inferior tank / DPS hybrid can ever outclass the likes of Hellion, Man-at-Arms, Leper, or Highwayman. Overall, the occultist may be the most versatile hero in the game, ranging from pure DPS to utility to even melee tank, usable from any position rank 1 through 4, though thriving in the back ranks. Warlock is among the premier paths in the game and is dominant against all Laranac bosses, making Occultist an ideal fit for most parties. Being the only other real healer in the game is a nice side benefit as well. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. I post new videos every day.